Okay, so your final step in your crop management plan is to put it all together in one little packet, as if you were going to send it to somebody or present it to somebody because you made all these recommendations. Now they need to see what's going on. You want to kind of organize it. Obviously, it'd be nice if you could put it in a three-ring notebook and just print it out and hand it to them. But with an online class and with the electronic way we do things now, there are other ways of doing it. And the way we're going to do it is create a PowerPoint. So you can read the instructions here. First step is to create a folder titled AGA212 Crop Plan. So if I go in here, and this is my folder manager, you can usually find that at the bottom somewhere or in the start menu, you might be able to find it. But you'll have a folder manager or My Computer or something like that. And here's my grain and forage class, crops class, and here's all my assignments. Now, are all my assignments there that I'm going to need? Well, if you want to, you go ahead and open up this PowerPoint summary. Click on that. And as you look at my assignments that are there and the ones that I want copied into a unique folder, I'll walk through this PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do here first is, let's pull this apart a little bit. We're going to click New Folder, and we're going to call this, what did I say, AGA212 Crop Plan. So I'm just going to, my easy way of doing this is just create a new folder, and I'm going to rename that folder AGA212 Crop Plan. Now, everything that goes in that folder is what I need for this assignment. So as I go through here, click on the second PowerPoint. That's just a title slide. First one, some instructions. Here's my narrative on my crop plan. I'm going to look here and see. Here's my CMP narrative. So I'm just going to drag that into that folder. This is before I do anything else. And then I'm going to go down here in this PowerPoint, click on the next one down. Here are all my maps. So I'm going to find my maps that are there and make sure they're all dragged in that folder. So rather, I'm going to pause this and I'm just going to drag them all into that crop plan right now. So in my case, everything that was outside there was the things I needed. I already did a little cleaning up, but you probably have a lot more junk, a lot more stuff that's sitting there than you need. But once you open up this crop plan folder now, you should have everything in there that is in this listed PowerPoint. So again, you just kind of go through the PowerPoint, go through each slide. Yep, that's in there, that's in there, that's in there. Make sure they're all in there. The one thing that's not in here yet is the PowerPoint though. So before I go anywhere else, I'm going to take File and I'm going to go Save As with this PowerPoint. And I'm going to browse and I'm going to find that folder, and it's going to be different obviously on my computer than on yours. And I got that grain and forage crops class sitting here, and there's that folder, and I'm going to save it in here. And if you want to leave that name on it, but you could actually just put your name on it, just make sure it's the new one that you're working with. That way you know it's in there, and you can see it's all in there now. So that's the first steps that we got to go through. So with that, I can minimize this. I don't need any more, and I can maximize my PowerPoint and start working with it. Again, the instructions are at top, and it says use hyperlink to insert when you can. First here is you're going to put in your name, and again, some of this is obvious, but you can put in whatever you want to name your farm. I don't really concerned about the name of the farm, just so you got a title on this. If you've done this for somebody else, you could say, well, yeah, you can put that. And then also down here, I do want you to insert your name, so obviously that I know it's your PowerPoint. Whoops. So that's the first slide. Second slide then, and there's instructions, by the way, on the notes of these slides at the bottom. Click here to near the narrative. Those are the things supposed to be in the narrative. I think the points are the same. I'll have to look. I may have changed the rubric since I put that in there. But some basic information there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually drag over top of this. And when I do that, you'll see if I'm normally, whoops, you may be on this home screen here. If you go to this second tab at the top, it says Insert. You'll see this hyperlink is now highlighted. And I'm going to click on hyperlink. And most of us, if you know anything about hyperlinks, it's usually what you go to on a website. Well, you can hyperlink to stuff on your own computer. And fortunately, since this PowerPoint is saved in that folder, everything I need should also be in that folder. And the first thing I want is a narrative, so I'm just going to click on that narrative, and it's in the bottom there. Okay, I'll just right click on that again. Oops, I just click hyperlink again. You see, all I do is click on that. All right, it goes in the bottom, click OK. Now that's in there. Now, if you're not sure if this works, if you click this show, basically, and it's not going to show up because I got them presented to you. But if you click on that, that means that will open up. And if it doesn't open up, then it's not working properly. And I apologize, it's not showing on the screen here. That's kind of the way it works. Let me see if I can get that to work possibly. Okay, had to change some settings on my computer because I'm working with two monitors here. So if I want to go and show this, make sure it's working, I'll just click down here on slideshow, and then I click on that link. When you click on that link, what will happen is, if it's working properly, that document will open up for you. And that's how you check to make sure it's working. If it's not working, okay, some issues. And again, you got to make sure it's all in that same folder, or when you send it to me, it's not going to work, by the way, and you'll get a note from me that it didn't. So the next slide is maps. Now here you can do a couple different things. You could hyperlink. So in other words, I could just click over this one and go back to that insert menu and go to hyperlink, and farm location map is there. Click OK. And then again, when you click on it, when it's in slideshow, it'll come up. Another thing you can do is you could actually just insert a new slide. And I'm going to do that in this case. So I've got a new slide there. And from the maps of the PowerPoint slide, highlight, insert link. So the next one is a field boundary map. And you can actually, if there are pictures, you can actually click on that and insert the picture. But I'm going to show you a little different way to do that. I'm going to go ahead and it's actually change this slide, so it's just a blank slide. So I'm going to come to layout and just make it a blank slide. And then I'm going to come down here to my file manager and open up that map. And here's the map for my farms. This is the students' farms actually that I'm using an example. And down here I've got a tool called snipping tool. If you don't have it in your manual, just type snipping tool in there and that'll open up. You click on that snipping tool and it comes up, and then you can just drag a box around your farm map as it is. Let up on that, and then come back to your PowerPoint, and then you can just right click and paste, and it'll paste it in there. And then you could actually, if you wanted to, I should probably have left the heading in here, farm field map. And put that up on top. So either way, you can either put the links in, since I've got the farm field map, or farm boundary map. I guess I could have left that. I can delete that off of there. So you can do either way of those methods. You can either put them in. It's kind of nice to actually have them in a slideshow versus having to link out to them. And I'm not going to do the rest because you see how to do that. The next slide down, I'm going to come in, click year to 5-year crop rotation in each field. Well, that is in the actual master plan. So I'm going to come in there, and again, that I want to hyperlink at. If I want, you could do the same thing as you did with the snipping tool. So I can open up here my master worksheet here, and bring that into the screen and find my crop rotation, which is right here, and there's my crop rotation right there. Use that snipping tool again if I want. Draw a picture around that, and there's my crop year rotation. Once it's been snipped, all I got to do is put in a new slide, crop rotation. Come down here and paste it in there. And then I can enlarge it if I want so it fits the screen. Or if I wanted to, the opposite way I could do that, let's just say seed varieties for upcoming year. If I want to link to that, I could just highlight that, come to insert, and go to hyperlink. And again, it's going to be on that master sheet. Obviously it won't open, probably won't open in the right tab, but I can find the tab once it's open. I can do all that here. Then once I'm done, I want to do cleanup. I'm going to delete this instructions and stuff in here, all that. You could also, if you wanted to, just list your hybrids in there too if you wanted to. So there's several ways. But the point is, as we work through this PowerPoint, we want all that information that I specified on the slides in here somewhere. And again, you can click to go to the master sheet, or you can paste that information in here or paste in a picture. Same thing here. Soil erosion. Those are there. And then the manure management plan, obviously that's a manure management plan is a separate spreadsheet. Probably not, that's probably one I'm definitely going to hyperlink because there's so much stuff on that manure management plan. So right there, my manure management plan, just click OK. My nutrient recommendations, again, that's another long one. That's on the master sheet. I may go ahead and do that. The checklist, I could copy and paste that or link out to that, probably link out to that. So that kind of takes care of that part. Come back to the top. So again, complete all of them. I just did a few on each slide. Make sure you're saved as in that folder. So file, save as, just double check that you're in the grain, your AGA212 plan, and it's in there. So I'm just going to save again, yes, that it's in the right place. Did the insert, delete any comments and instructions, insert the pictures. You could do a background. So if you wanted a background in here, I'm going to go, you just kind of right click over here. Just a minute, I got to get off there and go to Format Background. And you can come in here to find a picture or a pattern, and you can just apply that all. If you want a picture in there, you can just go to File and go find a picture. I don't know what I got for photos here. Let's just say we use that one. And you can insert that for the background and apply that to all again. You might want to, obviously the background's a little dark, you might want to change the transparency to make it lighter. And apply it to all so that you have that background on every slide. So that's just something you can do to clean it up if you want. It's not required. It just kind of makes it look a little nicer. Delete comments, instructions, delete this page of instructions. Okay, so, and finally we right click and zip the folder. So I'm going to delete this page because I don't want that in my final presentation because it was just instructions. And here's my final plan, all completed as you look at it. We're going to save that again. And the final steps in order to send it to me, because you got a bunch of stuff in that folder, I'm just going to close everything here because I don't need any of this anymore. And here's my file. All the stuff is there. That's in there. Make sure it's got the correct time on it. Okay, I just worked on it this morning, 5/17, 8/17, so I know that's the most recent version of it. It's in there. I'm going to back out one. So I'm going to come back to the Grain and Forage Crops folder, and then I'm going to right-click on this. Now, depending on your computer, you might have different ways of doing this. On campus here, and a lot of times on your own, you have 7-zip. You can compress, add that to AGA Crop Plan zip. You can go out and search for 7-zip on the internet if you don't have it on your computer already. You might have a send to compress folder. If you're in a Windows 10 or newer computer, it typically will help that. That's the easiest way. You might have WinZip, and if you have a trial version, you may be in trouble there, so you might have to download something else like 7-zip if that's working. But most of you on a Windows 10 computer, send to compress folder, and you'll see right there, it zipped that up. That is what you need to submit to me. And that's the assignment. Hope you find that easy enough to do.